ambulance, what function of emergency?
Hurry, my gut just jumped out of my stomach.
When a well-meaning family member tries to help her brother, things take a deadly turn, and a traffic incident quickly escalates out of proportion. On the face of it, a 74-year-old Texas millionaire, Stephen Beard, had it all. A gorgeous Texan home, a wife, and 2 stepdaughters that he adored. But the devastating truth was soon to be revealed. Stephen and Celeste Beard had an unconventional love story. The pair met while Celeste was working in an Austin country club diner. By 1994, Celeste was struggling to make ends meet and fighting to regain custody of her twin daughters, Jennifer and Christina. Twice her age, self-made millionaire and co-founder of the Austin-based TV station KBVO, Stephen Beard, became enthralled by the pretty young waitress. He would frequent the club and spend hours talking to Celeste. Here, he learned about her struggles and vowed to help her fight to gain custody of her daughters no matter the cost. In time, the pair began dating in secret, and by February 1995, Celeste not only had her children back, but she had a new husband to match. She was moving into Stephen's Westlake mansion and building a life together. It wasn't long before cracks began to show. Thrilled at her change in fortune, Celeste would rack up hundreds of thousands worth of expenditures on Stephen's cards weekly. Designer shoes, clothes, and handbags with her newfound wealth, there was nothing she couldn't buy. Months after the nuptials and with his new wife draining his bank account, Stephen began to get tighter with his money. Celeste was given a new, much smaller allowance and didn't react well to the news. Instead, she spent the next few years finding herself in the arms of other men and women. Countless affairs later, Celeste was as desperate as ever to get her hands on more money. By February 1999, the now 36-year-old was admitted into St. David's Pavilion Mental Health Facility, where she would stay for weeks. Then, citing the tight control over her finances that her husband had, she tried to take her own life. But instead of working on getting better, Celeste was coming up with yet another scheme. While in the facility, the disgruntled wife met and grew close to fellow impatient Tracy Tarleton. The pair allegedly began an affair that continued in the weeks after they were released from St. David's Pavilion. In stolen moments, Celeste would promise Tracy that one day they would be together. She just needed to be rid of her husband finally. Soon enough, Celeste revealed her true intentions to Tracy, revealing her plans to have Stephen killed. Explaining that she had considered hiring a hitman, Celeste managed to convince Tracy to agree to the plan. Once on board, the pair spent the next few weeks plotting their deadly attack. On the evening of October 2nd, Tracy, under Celeste's instruction, broke into the Beard family home. Once inside, she crept up to the primary bedroom, where she found Stephen fast asleep. Composing herself for just a few moments, Tracy pointed the gun at him, shot him in the stomach, and fled the scene. But their plan didn't work. Stephen survived.
Ambulance, what function of emergency? Hello?
Hurry, my gut just jumped out of my stomach.
How did you...
They blew out of my stomach.
Okay, sir, how did...
I had an awful pain.
How did this happen?
It's nothing. I've been sleeping. I just woke up.
Okay, are you there by yourself?
My wife is somewhere in the house. I can't find her.
Paramedics arrived on the scene within minutes, and police immediately began investigating. At first, Stephen appeared to be out of the woods. His immediate injuries were treated, and he seemed to be recovering well. However, as detectives searched for his assailant, on January 22, 2000, Stephen Beard died as a result of his injuries. A post-mortem investigation found that his cause of death was a blood clot formed due to the shooting. Now it was a murder investigation. Police fumbled as they struggled to find any leads. The well-liked businessman had no known enemies, and no evidence was found at the scene to tie anybody to the crime. After the attack on Stephen, Celeste and Tracy ceased contact. Not wanting to arouse suspicion, the pair had agreed to go their separate ways until the heat was off. But just 5 months after Stephen died, the illusion of a new life together that Celeste had built for Tracy shattered. Opening the daily newspaper, the killer discovered that Celeste had remarried. Hurt, angry, and confused, Tracy quickly put the pieces together. She had been used as a pawn, all for Celeste to get what she truly wanted: money. Tracy called the police and came clean. She told detectives how the pair had planned the attack together for weeks, how Celeste had talked her into murder, and how she was the one to kill Stephen Beard. It was over for Celeste. Tracy Tarleton agreed to testify against her partner in exchange for a 20-year sentence for her part in the murder. Celeste was arrested on March 28, 2002 and charged with capital murder. She did everything she could at her trial to spin Tracy's testimony. The court was told how Tracy wasn't to be trusted, using her history of mental health issues against her, telling jurors how she made it up out of spite for Celeste refusing to engage in a relationship with her. And it might have been believed if it wasn't for two witnesses. Her own daughters testified against her, telling the court how their mother had spoken openly about her attempts to hire a hitman, wanting to rid herself of Stephen and gain access to his fortune. The jury saw through Celeste's lies, and she was given 2 life sentences with no chance of release until 2043. Meanwhile, Tracy received 10 years in prison, followed by 12 years of probation. After her 2011 release, she moved to San Antonio. She was later taken off parole in August 2021. In our next case, family ties mean nothing when addiction takes hold. On February 15, 2018, 55-year-old Vicky Zabala was found dead in her own home on Torrington Avenue, Ohio, after her mother, Janet, received a worrying call from her son.
Where's your emergency? What's the problem?
Yes. I find my sister. I have a claimant. My brother killed my sister, I think. She's on the floor. She's in her living room on the floor, non-responsive. She's been beaten up.
Okay, is she breathing?
I don't know.
What makes you think your brother killed her?
He called my mother and said, call the coroner. She's dead.
Right.
Vicky, oh my God.
Where is
Vicky, he has her car. He took her car. Her car's not here.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Your brother called your mom and said that he killed her, that you need the coroner?
Yes, he said, call the coroner. She's dead. So I came over here to check. Please, somebody get here quick.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, how do I check for a pulse? I don't know.
If she's breathing, okay?
I don't know if she is.
Okay, check for me while the officers and the paramedics are on the way. What's your brother's name?
Mark Shankle. She's stiff. Oh my God.
Mark, what's his last name?
Shankle. Shankle.
How old is he?
He's in his 50s, 54 maybe. I can't think right now.
Did you say she's stiff? Do you think she's beyond help?
Yes, her arms. Yeah, she's on her back, and I'm trying to find a pulse on her arm.
Is she beyond help? Is she blue? Do you know? Can you tell?
I can't tell. I smell poop. He covered her with a blanket and everything.
Okay. Does she have any kind of wounds on her at all?
Her face is beat up. Her face is all beat up. He probably choked her.
Do you know how long ago he left?
I don't know. My mom, I don't know. My mom had the phone call. I don't know.
You called your mom?
It had to be around 6, because she called me. Oh, she's stiff.
Okay, she's stiff.
Her fingers, I can't even get her fingers straight.
Okay, is she in a vehicle?
No, she's on the floor.
No, I'm sorry. Is your brother in the vehicle?
She's in her vehicle, yes.
What kind of car?
Oh, my God. I don't know. It's a Chevy. My mom has the phone number that he called from. He called, I don't know, it must have been a payphone or something.
Okay, what's your sister's name?
Vicky Shankle. Vicky Shankle Zabala.
Victoria?
Yes. Victoria Shankle Zabala.
How do you spell the last Zabala?
Zabala. I had to climb through the window because my house key didn't work.
Okay, what's your name?
Her sister.
What's your last name again?
Yeah. My mom. I cannot let my mom.
Okay, stay on the phone with me till the officers get there.
My mom's on her way. I cannot let her come in this house.
How long before she gets there, do you know?
10 minutes. I mean, we live in Brooklyn. I had to climb through a window because my house key wouldn't work here.
Okay, do you know anything about her vehicle? Did you say it is a Chevy for sure, or you're not sure?
Yeah, it's a Chevy for sure.
It's a Chevy. Do you know what kind or what color, or if it's a SUV?
It's a white Chevy SUV, it's like a Equinox, maybe.
White Chevy SUV, maybe an Equinox.
Oh my God.
She doesn't know the brother called the mother about 6 o'clock. Okay.
He's a piece of drunk she was helping him live out. Oh my God, he is a piece. He needs to be caught.
Does he do drugs or have any weapons?
He's a drunk. My sister was helping him out, and this is what he does to her. This is how he repays her.
Okay. Does he do drugs?
No, he's just a drunk.
Does he carry
his car? He took her car because his car is in her garage.
Okay. Does he carry any weapons?
No. Oh my God.
Okay, just stay on the phone with me until they get there. So you have no idea how long ago this may have happened or how long ago he may have.
No, and the way she's dressed like this, I already know she's been laying here for a while.
Okay.
There's no way that just happened.
Okay.
Oh my God, Vicky.
There's officers in the area. They might be pulling up.
Oh God.
Them?
All right, my mom got here.
Your mom is there?
My mom. Yes.
Are the police officers there yet?
Yes, yeah, they're here.
They're there. Okay, go ahead and talk to the officers.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Described as the poster child for Alcoholics Anonymous, Mark Shankle had struggled with alcohol addiction for most of his life. His family had spent years watching him destroy and rebuild his life over and over. They watched him beg, borrow, and steal to feed his addiction until finally it was time to cut ties with the 54-year-old. All except one. His sister, Vicky, refused to give up on him and offered Mark a place to stay at her home. Initially, things appeared to be going well, but like in so many of these cases, addiction took hold once again with disastrous consequences. On the morning of February 15, 2018, Mark called one of his sisters to ask if she knew where Vicky was and when she was coming home. Nobody knows what happened once Vicky returned home, but Mark had been drinking heavily. By the time emergency responders arrived at the Torrington Avenue home, it was too late. Vicky was dead. She had been smothered with a pillow. Officers searched the home, but there was no sign of Mark. Quickly, they jumped into action to find their suspect. It was soon discovered that Vicky's Chevrolet Equinox was missing. The car had been fitted with a vehicle tracking device and connected service system OnStar. Within hours, detectives could access the car's location. It was outside a convenience store in Buffalo, New York. Buffalo PD arrived on the scene, and officers found that Mark had swapped his license plate for Vicky's. Just feet away, they found the 54-year-old drinking in a bar across the road from the store and arrested him on suspicion of his sister's murder. Once in custody, Mark was interviewed and claimed ignorance. Feigning grief, Mark told detectives that he had been too drunk to remember the events and couldn't possibly have killed the one person in the world who believed he could change. Eventually, Mark appeared in court where he pleaded guilty to the murder of his sister. He was sentenced to life in prison with a possibility of parole in 25 years when he will be 80 years old. Finally, how do police know what to believe when a traffic altercation takes a brutal turn and witnesses all have different stories? On Tuesday, 21st February 2017, shortly after 1 p.m., 22-year-old Jessica Coleman was driving east through Landing Boulevard when a Chevy Malibu cut her off. Angry and shaken by the near miss, Jessica flipped off the driver, 32-year-old Marcus Green. Seeing red, Marcus waited at a stop sign for the other driver and began berating her for flipping him off. While the pair were shouting at each other through their windows, Marcus got out of his Ranger, bat in hand, and walked up to the driver's side window of Jessica's Ford Ranger, leaning into her vehicle and shouting obscenities at the 22-year-old. Before long, the argument escalated and Jessica was pulled from her car and thrown to the ground. Marcus then beat the woman, hitting her repeatedly with the bat. As witnesses stopped to see what was going on, the attacker's girlfriend, Xenia Toro, got out of the car. When Marcus saw Xenia walking towards him, he shouted at her to call the police, claiming that Jessica had hit him.
Flagler County 911, what's the location of your emergency?
All right. Hello?
Yes, this is 911.
Hi, I'm at Town Center right now, and a girl behind us just crashed into my boyfriend's car, and we're stuck over here. She put her hands on him and everything.
Hold on. Where at Town Center?
We're over here by the Hibbett Sports and Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
Please hurry up, please.
We're getting them headed that way. What kind of vehicle are you guys in?
We're in a Malibu.
What color?
A white Malibu.
White Malibu. What kind of vehicle is she in?
She's in a Black Ranger truck. You guys okay? Okay. I got him on the phone.
Are they still fighting right now?
Yeah, well, there's somebody behind us that watched everything that went on, and she's separated from him right now.
Okay.
But I'm trying so hard not to put my hands on this girl.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. I have help.
We
on
have
the way
two
to you.
children that were in the car, so that's why.
You guys are right by Hibbett's and Duncan, correct?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, and what's your name?
I see one of the cop cars over there.
Okay, I want you to wave him down, okay?
Okay. I think he sees us. I hope so.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and let you go then.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
But Xenia wasn't the only witness to call 911.
Blackwood County 911, where's your emergency?
Right here at Dunkin' Donuts on 100. There's like 3 cars, but this black guy is beating on this woman.
All right, hold on.
Okay.
Dunkin' Donuts where?
Right here, Dunkin' Donuts on
At Town
100.
Center?
in Palm Coast.
Okay, and there's a guy and he's beating up his girlfriend?
I know. I don't think it's his girlfriend. It's another girl that was, I don't know. There's 3 cars, and they jumped out, and we're just calling.
Oh, okay, I think I have another call on it. So they're actually
we're all on our
physically
phone,
fighting?
so. Okay.
Are they physically fighting?
Well, now they stopped, but
it was physical?
yes, it was physical, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, we have another call on it, okay?
Okay, very
you.
good. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Blackwood County 911, where's your emergency?
Hi, there's something going on over here at Town Center by Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
People are like screaming. I'm sure you probably already got a couple calls.
Is there a car accident involved?
It doesn't look like a car accident, but everybody's screaming, yelling, and out of the cars. And
How many people do you think?
probably about 8.
All right. Well, we have another call on it.
Like they were getting ready to fight, it looked like.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. I have help on the way. You guys are right by Hibbett's and Dunkin'.
Are they over by Hibbett?
Yeah, and Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay. Do you see any weapons?
What's your name?
I don't. I mean, I didn't really see. I was pulling in, and they were all stopped and screaming and yelling about fighting. And
Okay. We'll have them on the way. Thank you.
I think.
Bye.
After hitting Jessica and leaving her bleeding on the ground, Marcus attempted to get back into his Chevy and drive away. In hopes of stopping her attacker from fleeing, the woman jumped back into her vehicle and crashed into Marcus's car. His girlfriend and 2 children were inside it with him. When officers arrived at the scene, all parties gave different versions of events. Battered and bruised, Jessica described how Marcus had attacked her with a baseball bat while she was on the ground. Officers found the bat in Marcus's Chevy Malibu and concluded that her injuries were consistent with her version of events, while the attacker didn't appear to have a scratch on him. Nevertheless, both Jennifer and Marcus were taken to the hospital. The 22-year-old had her lacerations treated, while the man was given the all-clear for the sudden back pain he was claiming to have. Once discharged, Marcus was arrested. As he was taken into custody, he told the deputy, "Yep, I kicked her ass." Marcus Green was charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. For more True 911 calls, watch this episode next.